Hi everyone. Hopefully your preparation is going well. This is the LR set that we are going to try in today's episode. If you have tried the set, then go ahead and watch the solutions and discussion related to it, which will be starting right away. And if you have not tried it, we'll recommend you to try it once before you watch the solutions. Before we start discussing the solution, let me take a moment to introduce some fascinating courses at Mathoratory. Simply visit our website and check the plethora of options we provide for CAT, GMAT, and other aptitude test preparation. We strongly believe in providing flexibility and convenience to students as per their requirements. You will have an option to either take a full course or learn exactly what you need to. For instance, if you plan to prepare one-to-one live with mentor, you can book sessions for only doubt clearing or even just for analyzing your mocks. Even for CAT preparation, if you don't need the one-to-one guidance, the mocks, the mock analysis, the workshops, or the GDPI, which are actually included in the comprehensive course, and you just want to train for specific topics of your choice, then simply select a capsule from these numerous options which are available to you. It will cover everything from basics to all variations and applications of the topic under study. Take a trial or book a demo with us and select the course which best suits your needs. Let's now continue with today's video and enjoy the solution and discussion related to it. We have a very special arrangement question out here. There's a grid of boxes. So there's a 3x3 grid here. And the set says that each of the cell or each of the box which are in this grid is occupied by one letter and one number. So it's occupied by exactly one letter and exactly one number among these nine letters and among these nine numbers. So there is no disparity in the total number of count in terms of letters or numbers. So that is something that is fixed. Apart from that, there are a lot of additional points which are mentioned. So let us go ahead and solve according to the points. So the first bullet point out here, it says two of the three vowels appear in a single row and no two vowels appear in a single column. So at the very beginning, when we are looking into the arrangement, there is no definite way to actually pinpoint how to collect this information. So yes, there are three vowels. We know that. So the A, E, and I, these are the three vowels out here. Two of the three vowels are appearing in a single row, but no two vowels are appearing in a single column. So each of the vowel appear in a different column. So that is something which we can maybe utilize. So as of now, I'll just keep the point number one later on. So I'll just write one so that later on I know that point number one I've not collected. Second point, it says the number in the second column of the first row. So second column of the first row is this cell. It has the number one. So in this cell, we have the one. We don't know the letter as of now, so I'll keep that blank. The next point says the number in the third column of the first row is twice of that in the third column of the second row. So this is comparing the third column of the first row, that is this cell, is twice that of the third column of the second row. So that is this cell. So if this is X, so this is 2X, something like this. And the sum of these two numbers is in the third column of the third row. So if you look at the, first of all, the cells that are in the purview here. So third column of the first row, third column of the second row, and third column of the third row. So all we are comparing are the three cells of the third column, right? So these three columns are what we are looking for. So instead of making this, the grid too much congested, so what I'll do is I'll just collect this information separately and just write it as column three. So the first row one is double of the second row one. So that is what it says. So let me write it as 2x and x here. And the sum of these two is the third row one. So this is 3x, right? Now think about the possibility. So this x, 2x, 3x, this is sort of an AP or multiples of this x. So there are only very few possibilities. Also notice that this one cannot come here. One is already taken up. So we can have a 2, 4, 6 for this particular arrangement or a 3, 6, 9. We don't have any other possibility, right? If I take 4, the 12 is not among the allowable numbers. So this is the third point. The fourth point says this one, the letters BAI and FAH, BAI and FAH are the elements in the two diagonals. So as soon as it says BAI and FAH are part of the two diagonals, so you have to understand the two diagonals are intersecting at the very center, right? So out of these three and these three, the common one is A. So of course, this one has to be A. What we don't know is where the and I goes and where the F and H goes. So there are a lot of possibilities. But it continues, this particular point continues and says that B and F are not in the first row. So something we know. We know that B and F has to appear in the last row because that is how the diagonals work. B and F cannot occupy these two positions. So B and F has to occupy these two positions, right? But we don't know which one is B, which one is F. So right now, let me just keep it as it is. So this will be B or F, and correspondingly, this will be F or B. And if we reread this statement once again at the very beginning, BAI should be in one continuous diagonal, right? So if we take the first case, so the way I've written here, if I take B here and A here, then I has to occupy this particular cell, right? So in the first case, I comes here, and in the second case, FAH, so H should be occupying this cell in the second case. So let me take H here. Similarly, you can just invert the two letters H and I. That should happen in this diagonal, right? So the next point says the number 3 is in the first column of the second row. So this is again a definite kind of thing. The number 3 is in the first column of the second row. So this is the cell. So we have a 3 here. The next point says the sum of the numbers in the first column. Okay, so this is talking about the sum of the numbers. Great. Is one less than that in the second column. Now, we are comparing the first column with the second column. And remember, there was some information regarding the third column. So we had these two cases in this order itself in terms of rows. The 3 is already taken here, so it cannot appear here. So we know that this is out. So basically, these 3 should be filled by 4, 2, and 6. It should be in this order. So let's take this off. Let's reread this particular point. So it said the second last point, the sum of the numbers in the first column is one less than the second column. So this is talking about the total. By the way, we have the numbers from 1 to 9. If we add all of them, so the total of all of these would be 45, right? Now, barring this 4, 2, and 6, which is occupying the third column, because this point is talking about the first column and second column. So ignore the 2, 4, 6. So if I take off 2, 4, 6, that's a total of 12. So we are left with 33. So if I have this 33, now just check which one is one less. So first column is one less than the second column. So if I have 33 to be distributed, it has to be a total of 16 and 17, right? For these two columns. So column 1 and column 2 has to be 16 and 17 in this order. So now let me think about the cases here. See, for the second column, I have this 1 out here. And for the first column, I have this 3 out here. So I can take the cases with any one of them. But let me do this with 16 minus 3 itself. So 16 minus 3 is 13. So the sum of these two values should be 13, right? So what are the possibilities? So we can have a 9 plus 4, but 4 is already out. We can have a 8 plus 5. Right now, we have not filled in 8 and 5 at all. So let's leave that. And we have a 7 plus 6. Now 6 is also taken. So we cannot have a 6 again. So it has to be 8 and 5 in this particular column. But we don't know again which one is 8 and which one is 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 8 and 5 here. I don't know the ordering of that. It has to be 8 here, 5 here, or vice versa. So let's leave it at that. And let's move to the next one. And by the way, that also gives us the other two numbers for this one, right? Because there are just two numbers left out. I guess 7 and 9. Yeah, so 7 and 9 has to be occupying this particular column. I think this would have been easy. So let me just show this once again. So had you analyzed using this 1 and 17, so 17 minus 1 is 16. You cannot have a 8 plus 8, right? So that is just one possibility, 9 and 7. So this would have been a little faster. Let's look at the last point. There is just one point remaining. We have the numbers 8 and 9 appearing in the same row. Okay, great. So I cannot have a 8 here, right? So this column has to have the 8 out of all the grid. So if 8 comes here, you don't have a possibility of 9 because you have 1 and 4 fixed for these two cells. So 8 must appear here along with a 9 here because this is already 6, making this one as 5 and leaving 7 for this one. So that's it. I guess numbers are everything allocated. We don't know about the letters completely, this HI and FB thing. I think we have to take two cases out here. But at the very beginning, I left this point number 1. I did not analyze anything. So let's look at that. So we have the first point telling us 2 of the 3 vowels appear in a single row and no two vowels appear in a single column. Okay, so let's think in this way. No two vowels appear in a single column. So if I have a here, now the I could appear in these two, right? Either of these two. So let me just break this into two cases, and then we'll focus on this particular this particular point. Let me just draw two cases out here. Okay, so this is the situation as of now. These are the two cases. I just distributed on the basis of this H and I, and accordingly I filled up the remaining. According to the cases, let me try to plug in the third vowel, because in both the cases, I hope you can see the A and I are already filled up. So the E is remaining. So where can the E be positioned? We know that no two vowels appear in a single column. So in the first case, E has to appear in the first column, right? Because second column already has a vowel and third column already has a vowel. So if I think about this particular column, this is the column in which E can be placed, right? There is just one block out here. So case one, this is where the E comes in. The other three letters, we have no idea about it. So that has to be left blank. And in the second case, similarly, these two position cannot be taken up by E. So it has to be E here. And there is just one place for that, right? So E has to occupy this position. So I think that is all we can solve for this set. So let me just make this a little bit fair. All right, so I just written this as EE. That's it. These are the two cases. Let's move to the questions. The first question is asking, what is the value of the number that is in the second column of the second row? So this is pretty straightforward. So second column, second row is the middle one. So the value is always 7. So the answer to this problem should be 7. So this is a type answer type question. So you'll have an input box to plug in your answer when you're taking the test. So the answer to this should be 7. Let's move to the next question. If there is an odd number in the box which contains H, okay, so odd number in the box which contains H, that is definitely not this case. So we are not concerned about the second case here. So just focus on the first case. That is definitely an odd number. Then what is the value of the number in the box which contains G? Now G has all of these possibilities left out. There is no way to figure out where the G can be placed. So the answer to this should be cannot be determined. Although we know it is the first case, but we don't know the position of G. So we have C, G, and D remaining. Any of these could be that. We cannot determine that. That's it for this question. Let's move to the next one. If the box in which G is contains a perfect square. So if G is contained in a box which is perfect square, so we don't know which case this is, but G has to come with 1 or with 9, right? So let me just write this down. So G has to occupy with 1 or 9. We don't know where that is being placed. Which of the following could be in the third column of the second row? So third column of the second row is this one. Same thing, this one. So which of the following could be? So we could have a E2 that is fixed, but here we don't know. We can have a C or a D along with the 2. So, but the question is looking for which of the following could be. So option A should be the answer. Let's look into the next one. Okay, so it says if the sum of the numbers in the boxes which contains B and G is 7. Now, if I think about B, see, in the first case, this is not even possible because B itself is 8. So how can you have a sum of 7? There are no negative numbers here. So eliminate the first case. So B is 6. So this is the case. And then B and G sum should be 7. So G should be along with 1, right? So we have the G here. So what is the sum of the numbers in the boxes which contain C and D? So C and D has to be occupying these two boxes in some order. We don't know what that is, but whatever order you pick up, the sum will always be 12, right? Answer to this question should be option D. So pretty straightforward questions. If you just figure it out and elaborately write down the cases, then you should not have any trouble in answering the questions at all. The only problem that happens in these kind of questions is you miss out a point which is not solvable at the very beginning. So in this example, we had this first point. So the first point, if you remember, we did not collect initially because there was no way to collect it at all. Later on, if you forget to collect that point, then you might not have placed the E in these two cases. So that was a little important, especially from the perspective of this particular question, because if you don't know the position of E, then you don't know that these two have to be C and D. You might mark this answer as cannot be determined in that case. So just don't forget to collect a point. What you do is just write the point number separately in your offer. That will be easy enough to remember that you're not collected that point. So that's it for this particular set. Hopefully you liked the solutions we provided for these questions. And if you did like it, do not forget to like the video and share, subscribe, and comment. And if you plan to prepare with us in a structured manner, then do check the courses in our website. In the CAT comprehensive course, you will not only be prepared for each topic for CAT, XAT, NMAT, SNAP, IFT, but you will also have a one-to-one guidance and doubt clearing throughout your preparation. The workshops, mocks, and sectional tests will prepare you for strategy and decision making in the tests. The GDPI VAT preparation is also included in the course, making it a one-stop preparation hub for CAT and other management entrance tests of India. Take a trial of this course and check the way we have trained before you make the actual purchase. For both CAT as well as GMAT, we also offer the option to attend the classes live and one-to-one with mentor. Depending on whether you are preparing for CAT or GMAT, check the relevant course among these two. You will have the option to take the full course or customize the sessions as per your requirement. For instance, you may purchase the hours for just doubt clearing or mock analysis or any specific topic. Simply book a demo with us and have an experience of our one-to-one sessions. We also have mini courses, which we call the capsules, customized for you to select specific areas and train yourself. For each specialized area of training, you will be trained everything from basics to all types of applications and variations of that particular topic. If you are looking to strengthen your understanding of specific areas of any section which are tested in CAT, GMAT, or any other aptitude tests, then this will be the perfect course for you. Each capsule will have video lessons as well as practice sets covering all areas of that topic with video explanation of each question that are discussed in the practice sets. Every course at Mathoratory is designed to provide flexibility and complete support as per students' requirement. We will always be there to guide you and help you prepare as best as we can. Simply visit our website and check the relevant course. Book a demo with us or take a trial of the course and make the right choice as per your need. Thank you for joining in and have a pleasant preparation ahead.